Hello everyone, it's Fred again. Sorry it's taking a little while to get to you. We've been a little busy here. So we're about to start the detailing of the edges of the stream. We did have, if you remember, we had a little issue with Woodland Scenic's realistic water here. But because we used a silicone caulk underneath, we were actually able to take a razor knife and cut it right here, pull that section out, and re-pour it in here. I need to detail a little bit here with a little bit of silicone caulk, but it'll blend right in and we'll never see it. From here, what we're going to do is start detailing the edges of the stream here. I have some bush material. I'm using Woodland Scenics. I'm going to use some Scenic Express products to do this, to detail it. Same thing as always, we're going to pour our full strength Elmer's glue here to adhere everything to it. Alright, so we've got our glue down on that side. I've already pre-cut this piece to kind of fit in there. We'll kind of hide this straight edge on here in a few minutes with some other material. And I'm just going to stick this down in here along the stream bed. I'll take a pair of scissors and cut this off to match our edge. There we go. Right-handed scissors and a left-handed person. There we go. So, lay this down in here, get it up underneath the rocks to kind of hide the edge. It's a nice grass, high grass in this area. Push it up against the edge here. I'm going to also enhance that area a little bit with come up with these other materials that we're going to use. We've got some Scenic Express. This is burnt green fine color. Just going to spread that out. Burnt grass is really a good color. Woodland Scenics mentions it. It's a good basic color for finishing up with. It kind of blends everything together. I'm just going to sprinkle this along and try and hide the edge of this mat. But we have that material. Now we also have, this is a little heavier mix. They all kind of complement each other, all the different manufacturers. So this is a much heavier material, if you can see that. So that's perfect here for kind of showing the bushes overhanging the stream a little bit. It'll help us hide that edge. Don't worry if you get this in the stream, it'll all work its way out when we're done, but we're just gonna come along here, and it's really good for hiding the edges of your rocks and things like that. I'll probably glue that down with a little bit of Scenic glue too. Oh yeah. If any of this gets on your stream, you can wipe it down with a wet cloth, and it'll clearing it right up. So I'll just glue that down, push this back in here to hide the edge. I'm going to spread some more of this around in other areas. You can see how the rocks are just starting to disappear into the vegetation, which is what you want it to look like. You see how it hides the edge of the grass very, very well with the bigger vegetation that you can use. So come back with that. I'm going to come back with a little different material. Seems like the more material you use, as I mentioned before, different colors and textures and stuff like that really enhance the area and blend everything together pretty well. We'll add some of this on top of the grass that I put in there, just so it's not so uniform. Like that. I think I'm going to use it down here along this edge here. A little finer material. We're blending that all edge together. Okay, so now we have that area done. We're to this point. I'm going to let this set up a little bit, and I'll come back with some other colors. I've got the piece cut for the other side, and I think maybe on this one I'll kind of do what I said. I'll vary this edge a little bit so it's not so straight. It should be easier to hide that way. almost too uniform there either, also, but this time we'll, once again, our full strength glue. Okay, let's get some of the heavier material down here. I'd like to see where it's not quite down to the water's edge. So I'll see what we get. Let's come in here like that. Actually make the grass look a little higher, I think there. That's good. You see that's looking pretty good. We'll put a little bit. I'll put a layer of glue on top of our rocks here, just to give us a place to adhere some other types of grasses, and just so we don't need to coat this real heavy. You can just actually it's better because if you just kind of highlight the tops, that's where the vegetation would stick, and leave the nooks and crannies showing. Got a big crack there and a big crack here in the rocks, which we can hide. So really good right in here. You can hide those cracks. That stuff will just blend together so nicely when you do this. Kind of tying everything together. You see how these rocks just blend right in. I love that issue about the Woodland Scenics and all the other manufacturers' products about that. That you can really blend things together, make fissures disappear, all kinds of stuff. Maybe I'll come back with a little bit of Woodland Scenics grass blend. Be a nice base to start out with too. Come back once this dries, we'll come back and put some trees around here to further enhance the stream. See if we can't get some that'll overhang the stream, which will give it a lot of depth. As you can see, this just looking pretty good. And about a little bit of a little bit too much green here. Let's put some dirt in. Might be a good color to start actually to blend everything together as well. Kind of blends. Just sprinkle it haphazardly around just to add some additional color to the scene. I think I'll add some of the Woodland Scenics in there to add us. This is their earth blend, a little different color once again. Got ground foam flying. Guess we'll continue with this. I'll get this up a little bit farther along and we'll be right back. Well, what I did while we were gone, actually, or while I was gone, was we added a little bit of glue along here and added some gravel along here just to tie this area together a little bit better. And then also you can use, if your mat that I put down wasn't sticking real well, so I used some T-pins to just hold it in place. I'll take those out once everything dries. This is a Rick's bridge that we're going to put in. I've already cut some grooves with a razor knife, the correct spacing, and then all we need to do, well, actually I think I need to scenic a little bit first, but I'm going to just test fit this in here. And it looks like it fits in there nicely. So now I need to scenic underneath the bridge just a little bit. So what I'm going to do is once again come back with the white glue, kind of sparingly here. I'm going to go on the other side here, just along here. I'm going to be able to hide the sides and the end of the bridge, end of the retaining walls I should say. I'm just going to add on here, and this is really going to matter that much. What I also want to do, while this is drying a little bit, I'm going to let this set up a little bit so that the glue takes to the material takes well. What I'm going to do is take a little bit of gray and lightly brush it on. I'm going to take most of the paint off of it, the brush, and I'm just going to lightly brush along here to give this wood a little bit of a weathered look. So don't want this looking too new, but you see that's kind of making it look old. When we get the scenic material in, it'll just blend all this together. Even if it's a little thick when you put it on, you can take your finger, and what it does is it enhances all the groove that the manufacturers put in to the bridge. It highlights all the grooves. And don't forget to do the underside, because a lot of times you'll be looking down, especially when you're taking photographs down the bottom of the stream, you actually see the bottom of the bridge. So you want to just coat that, make it look the same. I don't know if you can pick it up on the camera, but see how nicely the wood grains coming out on this, on the abutments now. Looks really nice, just like that. So no, it doesn't take long. This is essentially dry already because you're dry brushing it. I'm going to come back with some green material that you wouldn't expect the bridge underneath the bridge too much green underneath the bridge because it's shielded from the sun. So we're just going to add a little bit of green on there, and I'm going to come back with some dirt, mostly dirt in that area. Okay. So now we can do one of two things. We can actually glue this bridge in with clear silicone caulk, but these grooves in the foam make it really easy to set in there, and actually will hold it in place fairly well. So it actually kind of pops into position right there. So got a little bit of slope to the bridge. You can raise the side just slightly, and I will need to fill in some. You can see a groove in there between the bridge abutment and the foam. So I could probably throw a bunch of different material in there, but maybe I'll just fill it in mostly with dirt. So we can just pile a bunch of dirt in there, and see, we're getting there now. This is getting filled in pretty well. So now you can see the bridge abutments essentially have disappeared into the ground. So now what I want to do is just go ahead and finish detailing the edge of the stream. Once again, it's the same process we did before. This time I think I'll just leave the dirt down in that one area. Vegetation hadn't grown down there, just add some different texture to the scene. I try and keep the glue out of the stream as best I can. It just helps keep the water, cleaner. Just highlight that rock a little bit. Okay. I'm thinking actually let's add a little bit more flowering meadow, it's called. This is a purple. It has dirt, grass, and these purplish flowers growing in there. So once again, we can just kind of hide the edges a little bit. Just cut around, just to kind of make it more natural, I should say. And this once again, it's just a thin pad. You'll pull that off. Set that right in here. And now we'll come back with our grass material to kind of blend it all together. As you can see, this is blend this all together in here, so you won't see the edge. Make a little different material. Just want to spread this along the rocks here a little bit, just to Help them blend in a little bit. All right, well, we've taken it now. We've got this whole area kind of scenic in here. I've installed the bridge, and the roads weren't connecting right with the parts that Rick's gives you. So I took 2 thin pieces of plastic, say 020, and just used clear silicone caulk, glued them down, painted them black, and threw some scenic material on top. In this case, it's gravel and dirt and things like that. So as I said, we're going to weather the bridge. These are the pan pastels. I'm just going to take a little bit of that and just put it on the bridge, spread it around, make it look older. The wood's kind of weathered and all that kind of stuff. And I think what we'll do is we'll come back with some black, maybe not quite black, and we'll paint some grooves in here. As you can see where it looks like there's been vehicles driving across it. Like that. So that's weathering the bridge. Now what we're going to do is, we just got this new product in from ModelTech Studios. So this is a 1950s rusting out work truck with the hood up a little bit. It's pre-assembled, pre-colored. This is the item here. Looks really nice. And I'm just going to get a little bit of clear silicone caulk and just touch the wheels. Just a little bit on there. And now we're going to place this in the swampy area. We'll have it kind of sitting in the bushes a little bit. Now I've gotten GTT came out with some really neat trees that are just armatures. So you can do one of 2 things with these. You can use these as dead trees, or you can scenic them. So in this case, because we're in this boggy area, I'm just going to go ahead and start the hole. Push the tree in. And here we got, that's pretty cool. It's like growing up around the truck. Because it's boggy, you wouldn't expect to see trees growing in there anyway. Maybe we'll put a tree that's growing also. And the quite hadn't died off yet. Spread that down a little bit. That's looking pretty cool. Let's put a tree right here along the road. Like that. Now that truck's kind of hidden in the weeds. That's pretty cool. These are gum trees. I might actually stretch these out a little bit here, like this. Spread them out just a little bit, so we get the impression that it's growing across the stream a little bit. That's good because you can change the appearance of these trees very easily just by stretching them out a little bit, make them a little bit different shape. Gives you some variation in there. So also Woodland Sinks makes a nice little hedgerow here. What I've done is I kind of made sure that was going to fit in that area. Once again, just take a clear silicone caulk, put a bead around the edge, and set that in place where you want it. And essentially, we're done. I finished up everything, looking pretty good. Once it dries, I mean, the glue's still a little wet, so you get a little whitish color here and there. But essentially, this is it. It really turned out nice, I believe. Once again, I hope this has inspired you to do some more model railroading and scenery work, and happy railroading.